Hi, my name's Matt. I live in Denver, Colorado. I'm an international speaker, so I fly through the Denver International Airport quite frequently. I've decided I'd put a quick program together for you so that you might better understand what happens when you get into the airport area. So what we're going to be doing is primarily talking about the Jeppesen terminal. I don't go into the specific concourses A, B, and C because that's where the jets are. So most of your action initially will be through the Jefferson terminal. So there's an east side and a west side. The west side faces the mountains. The east side faces the plains. At the base of the terminal is the Westin Hotel. It's a large black building. So as you come into the terminal area, you'll be coming in on Pena Boulevard, which runs from I-70 to the airport itself. If you're being dropped off, and I'll go into specifics in a few moments, you'll either be dropped off on the west side or the east side. Once you go through not baggage claim, but security, you'll take a train, and that's what I try to show you here is transportation from the terminal area. The train goes from the terminal A-B-C direction one way, or it comes back from Concourse C to the terminal area. There's also a little line just above where it says Jefferson Terminal where you can actually walk on a land bridge to the Concourse A. It's the only one of the three that you can walk to. So those are the three primary ways to get to the concourses. We're going to be going on now. We're going to start talking about some of the major airlines. The trains, again, I mentioned to you which directions they go. One way north on the east side and one way back south from Concourse C to A. Also, the major airlines on the west side include United, Delta, and international flights. On the east side, the primary airlines there are American, Frontier, and Southwest. There are several more. You will see signs when you're driving in on Pena Boulevard that it has a list of all the airlines and which side they're on, A, B, or C. So some other things that I'd like to help you better understand. There are 4 levels. There's actually more than that, but the 4 that you'll contend with when you first come in, if you're being dropped off by friends or family, for example, you'll be on level 6. That's passenger drop-off. As Pena Boulevard comes into the airport area, it splits into the east side or the west side, so it's pretty well known. Then you'll see signs for either drop-off or pickup. So level 6 is passenger drop-off. Level 5 is commercial only, which I'll explain to you in a minute. And then 4 is passenger pickup. So those are the primary differences. Signs, when you're in that area, if you're on level 5, for example, are red on the west side with all numbered doors being even numbers. On the east side, the signs are blue and they have odd numbers. So just remember, there's 3 basic levels that you'll be contending with, either 6, 5, or 4. So let me talk about parking for a second. There is active parking. There are 2 parking garages that are attached to the Jefferson terminal, one on each side, east and west. Those are structured parking garages. There's also remote parking areas attached to those areas as well. Base fee, you can check online for the actual cost of them. I think in the attached garage, it's like $7 an hour. Remote parking is less. It might be like $15 a day. I don't know exactly, but you can find that out. There's also off-site parking. The 2 big off-site parking areas are Pikes Peak and Longs Peak. Again, as you're coming in on Pena Boulevard, you'll see signs for those. That's designed for people like a week or 2 or 3 weeks in length. There are also several private lots adjacent to the rental car areas. They include such things as Wally Park, and there are several others off of Tower Road. So parking is either right next to the terminal. I think it's like $24 a day right now in the attached garage. So the other thing that's really important to understand, and this is Island 5, which is a commercial level only. And so, for example, there's 5 islands, so to speak, on each side. Again, on the west side, the doors are red, and on the blue side, excuse me, the signs are red, and the doors are even numbered on the west side and odd numbered on the right side. Signs on the east side are blue. So the main islands to be to understand, number one on both sides is taxis and mountain shuttles, lane 1. Lane 2 is limos and some other miscellaneous vehicles. Number 3 is hotels and parking. So for example, if you're going to a hotel, most major hotels are about 6 miles away, and there are about 25 hotels there. There's another area called Gateway Park, which is 12 miles away, and there's shuttles that come up to the airport from there. Also on Island 3, then there's parking shuttles, both to the major Pikes Peak and Longs Peak areas, but also of the other private parking areas. Number 4 is car rental. And number 5 is miscellaneous. It's Uber and Lyft primarily, but there's other pickups there too. So you'll be told to go out to Island 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on either east or west. So for example, hotel pickups are in Island 3 on the west side, go out door 512. On the east side, it's door 505, Island 3. So it's not as complicated as it sounds. Jefferson Terminal is a major north-south building. It's well marked. Just remember that you're either on the west side or the east side, and it's a fun place to be in. Here's some loose ends. Coming into the airport, again, you'll be driving on Pena Boulevard inbound. The drive is about 12 miles from I-70. As you approach the main terminal area, there'll be several important signs that tell you the areas, for example, off to get into the rental car return if you're returning the car. There's also blue signs that show the different airlines, whether they're on the east side. Again, so airlines on east and west sides, parking options, the split at the main building that becomes either the west side or the east side. When you're picking up passengers, I park personally in the parking garage and then meet them at the baggage area. A lot of people choose to park on Pena Boulevard, and first of all, it's illegal, and it gets out of hand at times because they want to avoid coming in back up on level 4. So I just park in the parking garage and meet my friends in the terminal area itself. Once at the main terminal, only ticketed passengers are allowed into concourses A, B, and C. You can meet returning passengers inside the main terminal, either at baggage area or at the top of the escalators where they departed the trains that bring them from concourses A, B, and C. There is also a train, it's called the A line, that runs from downtown to the West End Hotel and vice versa at the airport. The station for this is at the base of the West End Hotel. Again, it's the A line. The train ends at Union Station in downtown. Information about public transportation, bus, train, light rail are available on the RTD website. That's Regional Transportation District website. Schedules are also posted there. There are food courts in the main terminal and also in concourses A, B, and C. This is important if you're getting up very early or you're late and you're stuck in the terminal area. There is food there. The airport is approximately 52 square miles. It's huge and it can seem overwhelming. There are lots of friendly guides within the main terminal to help you and also to answer your questions. I hope this has been helpful for you. It's a quick overview. And I'd just like to do a quick commercial. I have 2 distinct careers. I'm an international speaker, as I stated at the beginning of this presentation. My website is www.eiseminars.com. My email is eisseminarsdenver@gmail.com. Phone number 720-229-7484. I have shared one presentation over 1,000 times. It's called How to Develop and Maintain an Attitude of Success. Some of the examples of audiences there include associations, corporations, banks, dental societies, hospice, fire stations, park rangers, real estate boards and companies, mortgage and title companies. I'm also the author of 9 one-day training programs that is each about over 5 hours long. I've been a speaker in over 90 cities in the US and Canada and Curacao, some in Mexico as well. Simultaneously, I'm also a real estate broker with over 32 years of experience. I was a single parent and didn't want to leave my son behind, so I raised him as a single parent. I work with Berkshire Hathaway in the Brighton office. My email is drmatt@gmail.com, and my cell number is 720-365-0862. 720-365-0862. I list homes for sale. I can be a buyer agent for residential purchases, and I also have access to new home purchase where I can represent you. I also do PowerPoint presentations on each of those topics as well, buying, home selling, and new home purchase. I have hundreds of past clients, so you're working with somebody that's very experienced. I would just like to thank you. I hope this information was helpful to you. I do fly through the airport pretty regularly. There's a lot of construction going on. If you need clarification about any of this, please feel free to call me at 720-365-0862. I've also lived in the state for over 50 years, and I'm quite familiar with many other parts of the state, transportation, places to see, beautiful things to see in Colorado. So if you're here in the winter or the summer, please feel free to get hold of me. I'd be a pleasure to share a meal with you when you arrive. Safe travels, my friend. Thank you.